Sup, compassionate people, and welcome to Vegan News. A bunch of stories to get into today, so let's dive right in. Our first story is about Slutty Vegan. No. Not Slutty Vegans, not somebody... It's a restaurant, okay? It's a restaurant, I swear. Slutty Vegan is a delicious restaurant. I haven't been there, but it must be delicious considering how much it comes up in Google Trends for searching for vegan. Slutty Vegan is owned by vegan entrepreneur Pinky Cole. Her restaurant is a combination of a burger joint with some of those kind of fast casual foods, all vegan, of course. She decided to step up and, well, actually, let's go ahead and roll that clip.
I just went around asking for help, but it's like, you know, I wasn't getting the help that I needed, so I felt like my back was against the wall.
No, it wasn't because of grades.
So I owe close to $7,000, $8,000, man.
Ads on a news website. Oh, Khalil Perry, a junior at Clark Atlanta University, who only has one more year left to go before he graduates, and he's a communications major, by the way. He was bogged down by the price of tuition, owing about $7,000 or $8,000, and he had no other way to turn, so he turned to fundraising online. And so Pinky Cole saw his GoFundMe fundraiser and contacted him through direct message, and it led to this extremely emotional moment.
So on behalf of Slutty Vegan, we are going to take care of that balance.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it. Like, I literally sat there for about 2 minutes, man, and I thought about everything that I've been through for these past couple of weeks, man. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this campaign, man.
And as you can see, Pinky Cole and Slutty Vegan Restaurant decided to pay for all that he needed to get through his last year of school and graduate. Khalil certainly isn't the only person who's had struggles going through college. We've all been there. And most of us have debts hanging over our heads. And thanks to Pinky Cole having such a big heart and reaching out into her community to help, that's one less thing he'll have to worry about while he finishes up his last and final year to graduate and get through. And an activist in Red Deer, Canada, is taking legal action against the trucking company after being hit by them at a protest. In this footage here, and as you can see by that footage, it looks like it was pretty intentional as he sped up once he saw her after he honked his horn. And you can see him giving the thumbs up at the end and smiling at the person who was recording the video. Miss Horner isn't sure if this was intentional or not, and in fact, she's quoted as saying, "I'm on the fence, to be honest. I do feel it was intentional, but I really don't believe that somebody would want to do it, or the truck driver wanted to do it. Like I said, his timing may have been off." She's currently being treated for injuries that include rotator cuff damage, muscle damage, soft tissue damage, and more damages that may have not been uncovered yet. She actually doesn't have the ability to easily get to physical therapy, which she needs, so she has hired a lawyer and a legal team to figure out the best course of action in this scenario. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police in Red Deer gave the driver of the truck a $776 fine for failing to yield to a pedestrian. She was using a crosswalk. And really, if you watch the video and you see the smile on his face, who among us would smile like that after hitting a person? So, I think it was pretty intentional and it seems pretty obvious. And I hope she has her day in court, and maybe, just maybe, they'll respect protesters a little bit better. A quick little story about Taco Bell. They are finally, after flirting with customers for the last 2 years or so on social media talking about it, will have a permanent section of their menu board as vegetarian. And while so many fast food and regular restaurants are going for meat alternatives recently, Taco Bell still hasn't gone in that direction. But I think this is probably one of those steps that they'll be there soon. The new menu will feature things that you're already familiar with, including the bean burrito, which apparently is their #2 best-selling item and has been for 50 years. I didn't even know Taco Bell had been around for 50 years. Although, if you'd ever seen Demolition Man, you'd know Taco Bell is the future of all food. It's the only thing to survive the apocalypse.
My reward is dinner and dancing at Taco Bell. I mean, hey, I like Mexican food, but come on.
Your tone is quasi-facetious, but you do not realize that Taco Bell was the only restaurant to survive the franchise wars.
So?
So? Now all restaurants are Taco Bell.
No way.
New Culture, a San Francisco-based United States startup company, that was a mouthful, has just received $3.5 million in a round of seed funding for their company. The funding is coming from Heinz, yes, Heinz ketchup, and Kraft, yes, Kraft Foods, to fund this company that's creating or has created and needs further development of a yeast that begins manufacturing its own dairy. So far, the company has mozzarella. It looks like there's other cheeses in development. And seeing all these large corporations get in on the plant-based movement that is growing further and further every day is a huge sign of the times. And more proof that we get to see every day that we are going towards a vegan future, that this world will become vegan. This next story, I was a little conflicted about, and I've actually held off on posting anything about it whatsoever. Some of you may have heard that there was a vegan activist shot at. She goes by the name Mythical Mia on Instagram, and she had several things to say, which I'll include an article, just like everything for today, will be sourced down below in the description or the comments or wherever, depending on the platform. Some have disputed her claims of being shot or shot at, and there's a whole argument about it. I'll let you determine that. I'm just going to let you know that she rescued 16, her and the team that went in rescued 16 baby rabbits, and she said she had to delete all of the footage from the rescue off her phone before the cops got there. Which, to me, no matter what's going on with what anybody thinks of this whole thing, this proves how valuable open rescue truly is. Doing a live stream with the people you're with, and if you're going to take that chance and go in there, you might as well go in and go open rescue on it, because then the company can't come back and say any nonsense like they did with this, which later the company did actually come out and say that she had killed about 100 rabbits that they had to euthanize because she had taken the mothers away from the offspring. Now, whether this is true or not, they were going to kill those animals, and you can't tell me they didn't have milk replacement or some kind of substitute, again, if true. I don't think it's true. I think they're just making it up to try and make her look bad, despite the fact that one of the rabbits, called Natiri, was showing signs of E. corniculi, a parasite of the inner ear in rabbits that causes them to do the head tilt and can cause other damage. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that she was actually shot at, or she wasn't? You can go ahead and leave comments down below. I'll put a poll up here if you're on Facebook. And again, keep it civil, keep it calm, keep it decent. I'm not making any accusations. I just take the information as it comes in and I present it to you. Let's move on. And our final story of the day is not going to be complete. It's not going to be completed here. What we're going to do is I'm going to do a separate video as a special report on the actions that happened in France with DXE. I don't know if any of you saw it. There was some violence, and the video they put together of it, which will be linked in this video and in the other video I'm doing. But in the other video, it'll be a special report that'll have some extra footage that nobody's seen yet, and as part of that, I want to highlight one of the people who went into that farm, which is Cheyenne Danner. Cheyenne, as you can see her here, she is a longtime activist, especially with DXE, but other affiliations as well, and we're making her the Activist of the Week. We're bringing it back. It's been a while since we did it, but we're going to start doing this again consistently because it really does help out, and as always, we asked her to choose a nonprofit, and of course, she chose DXE as her nonprofit. So down below, you'll be able to find links for that as well. Again, description or comments. And after seeing the violence that she goes through in this video, here's a clip of it quick.
We're not violent! We're not violent! We're not violent!
Her and another woman were grabbed and thrashed about. Looks like they may have even been hit by a violent farm worker in France. She travels all over the world doing this kind of activism, putting herself at risk of imprisonment or death on a regular basis, as many have and many continue to do for the right to rescue. And this, again, is one of those things that highlights why open rescue is so important. All right, guys, that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking and sharing. It helps more than you think. Check out the Patreon and other donation methods that will be listed below. Because I'm going 3 days a week again with this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every week, and I'd like it to get to 5 days a week so that I can keep you guys informed and I can make content. I don't need much to keep things going, but every little bit helps. Thank you guys so much. Love you. See ya. Bye.